So we'll be forming 4-letter words this morning with the help of our vowels and our consonants. First, we have our vowel, which is A. So if we have this to be A, and we have LA, which is La, if you add ND to it, becomes land. Land. Next one, SA is Sa. If you add NG to it, it becomes Sang. Sang. HA is Ha. If you add ND to it, it becomes Hand. Hand. 5. GA is Ga. Ga. If you add NG to it, it becomes Gang. Gang. 6. TA is Ta. TA is Ta. If you add NK to it, it becomes Tank. Tank. 7. If you have KA is Ka. Ka. If you add SH, it becomes Cash. 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 8. LA is La. If you add ST, it becomes Lask. Last. Last. 9. If you have RA is Ra. If you add NK, it becomes Rank. 10. If you have BA is Ba. If you add NK, it becomes Bank. Bank. Next one, which is E. If you have LE is Le. If you add NT, it becomes Length. Length. ROE is Re. ROE is Re. If you add NT, it becomes Rent. Rent. WE is We. If you add S to it, it becomes West. West. DE is De. If you add ST, it becomes Desk. Desk. LE is Le. If you add ST, it becomes Rest. Rest. LE is Le. If you add FT, it becomes Left. Left. If you have BE is Be. If you add ST to it, it becomes Best. 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 TE is Te. If you add ST to it, it becomes Test. Test. So this is how you can form your word. It's very simple. So proceed to E, which is I. E. If you have I is Li. If you add NK, it becomes Link. Link. If you have KI is Ki. If you add NG, it becomes King. King. If you have WI is Win. If you have NG, it becomes Wing. Wing. If you have ROI is Ri. ROI is Ri. If you add NG, it becomes Ring. FI is Fi. FI is Fi. If you add SH, it becomes Fish. SI is Si. SI is Si. If you add G, is Sing. Sing. SI is Si. If you add NS, it becomes Sins. Sins. If you have G, I is Gi. If you add VE, it becomes Give. Give. So we'll move to the next one, which is O. O. So if you have LO is Lo. LO is Lo. If you add NG, is Long. Long. LO is Lo. If you add ST, it becomes Lost. 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 If you have SO, is So. SO, So. If you have FT, it becomes Soft. soft, soft. Go is go. Go. If you add ng to it, becomes gong, gong. If you have bo is bo, bo. If you have ng, becomes bong, bong. If you have bo, we have nk, becomes bonk, bonk. Do is do. If you add ne, becomes don. Lo is lo, lo. If you have ve, becomes love, love. That is it. Our 4-letter words.